many chun? 40 mm needle inserted inside the body. So we can insert 2 chun as well, 3 chun, 4 chun, 5 chun as well, depending on the area and the locations. But however, whenever you wanted to use the needle, remember that don't use the micro needle, half chun and 1 chun needle. Better, normally I also use 1 chun to 1.52 chun, but however, use the 1.5 chun for the major flushes wherever you feel, isn't it? So normally using the micro and half chun, but it's not really good to treat the patients. Better always use the 1.5 chun is recommended when the places are excessive muscles are there and flushes on those regions. Because energy is not located on only surface meridians are the different, because how the energy is passing in our body, that energy is passing in our body on the surface of the skin, epidermis level, at the same time where the deep converges it goes, so that particular region the energy is flowing inside the muscular system, deeper muscular system, not on the surface level. That's the reason there are the only few related conditions. The pulmonary system related disorders, you can use the mild to moderate needling insertion, whereas in the most of the times is the muscular deficiency, muscular related problem, skeletal-muscular disorders. That condition it is recommended to insert the needle deeper level, not on the surface level. When that's the reason when you don't use the needle, then there is the complementary for that is the laser therapy also. Laser also, overuse of the laser, that causes the much more complication as well. However, alternate to the laser therapy, definitely you can use the moxibustion, but this moxibustion is not recommended in United States of America because this having the certain complications and the contraindications of the moxibustion. There they use only the electrical moxibustion. They use only the, in all the eastern countries they use as this herb directly, indirectly, but whereas in this herb is prohibited in USA. But however, there are the certain situations with the most of the precautions definitely we can use. Otherwise, there is a lamp to be known as a TDS lamp. TDS lamps, you can get it in the Amazon as well. So definitely you can use the electrical moxibustion rather than using the direct moxibustion by using the Artemisia vulgaris plant. Now, indirect moxibustion, what are those exactly? There is a direct moxibussion. Direct moxibustion is just take the moxibustion and then press it to the skin. This also scarring method. Non-scarring method, that is something is different. So one is the scarring method and this is the non-scarring method. This is the indirect moxibustion. Right? When we try to understand, there are the certain places where we can place an indirect moxibustion. Now I can take the very micro moxa, the small moxa, mini moxa. So when we wanted to use this always is not directly placing on the skin. So we just place this kind of the moxibustion on the surface. Better we can use when we use the ginger. Always take the 2 mm, 3 mm ginger and then insert this with the needle. So you just make it the holes. You try to see, you just open.
Pores.
Make it the pores. Just I am inserting, whether you wanted to use a 26 gauge needle, that will be good, or you just put it micro holes over here. Right? Done this procedure. Now sometimes you wanted to do this kind of the needling also. When we wanted to do the ginger acupuncture needling, for example, now this is the ginger. Now ginger I wanted to insert here. So with this is the ginger acupuncture. At the same time we can do it the ginger moxibustion as well. Ginger moxibustion as well. Make sure that ginger should having the ability of the sterilized one. That means you cannot do the sterilization properly. Wash it and then keep it precisely. That ginger can be applied. Place it on the ginger on the skin. Then you insert the needle on the ginger. That should goes to the skin as well. Now I wanted to use as a mini moxa on that. Now you can look at this, looks like a crackers, right? You just open, there is a gum under this. Now I just withdrawn this and then I wanted to place it on the ginger. I wanted to place it on the this and all sometimes is a substandard moxibustion. So we can use this with the stand, that will be always is good. But however, we'll try to see the something else. But this and all, that's the reason I told you I don't like moxibustion, because there is no gum at all here. How we utilize this? Because the proper gum should be there, the proper moxa should be there. Sometimes we wanted to use this with the needle. I wanted to use this and I just put it inside. Now I can insert the, I can burn this. Please you just do it again. So this is the very, in fact, is the specialization technique. ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ ಬಿಡಿ. बस दुआ कीजिए. हाँ जी. See, now you can see the needle and then mini moxa and the ginger having the trinity effect. Having the trinity effect. Do you know what is the ginger properties? It's a good carminative, it's a good digestive properties, right? Abdominal related disorders, especially the GIT related disorders is more recommended. Now in the three ways it's a functioning. Once the needle also getting warming, at the same time is the moxibustion is heat is going to the ginger. From the ginger it's passing, because already we have done the holes in that's reaching to the skin surface. I just touch it to skin now. Right. So in this way, in the various, because in one place you cannot do acupuncture collectively all together, we do require the separate area, separate place, separate building, separate center for the moxibustion. Right? Then if it is integrated, that will be really good, you can do it. But acupuncture department is different from the moxibustion departments. So in the similar way, now you can see amazing. So definitely the patient feel more the gastric related disorders can be treatable by activating this kind of the modalities as well. Because the people don't want to consume any kind of the medicine. So that particular time, how we need to give the external measurements to affect our body system in the natural form. Isn't it? Anyway, we have seen some of the different methods. Now it's burning. Now it's the time to take off again, right? So now we just take this with the spoon. So I just take this entire. I am taking the ginger, needle, and then moxa, 3 together. Now 3 together has come out from this half a spoon, just putting inside the pan. The indirect moxibustion, a slice of the ginger or slice of the garlic, thin layer of the salt is placed over the points. Now then ignite the moxa stick may be used to warm the point from the distance of the about 1.5 to 2 inches. This movement is repeated at the intervals of the few seconds. It is known as a sparrow picking method of moxibustion. The other method is to warm the head of the acupuncture needle inserted at the side with a piece of the lighted moxa firmly fixed to its handle. Sometimes the electrical methods of the heating are employed, in the which case it is called as electrical stimulation, electrical moxibustion as well. Now we wanted to see the sparrow picking method of the moxibustion. This also it is recommended. But how to be done this kind of the ginger moxibustion with placing the salt on the certain areas that if possible I will try to show you in the practical section. Right. So, but however, how to do this kind of the, which we call as a sparrow picking method, you just remind me when we go for the practical section that time, how to do that procedure, what are the advantages of doing that procedure, and definitely I'll try to highlight, and you need not to do this kind of the procedure, but you just mark it and give it to them. Definitely the patient, we will bring the awareness to them to know about the meridian system, to know about the pathways and channels of the particular lung system and then the spleen system, because spleen also essential for the moxibustion, lungs also essential, kidney also essential. Remember, there are the three organs are the most crucial organ to treat for the by using the moxibustion. Those to be known as a dampness and humidity situation, whereas in coldness and cold situation at the same time is the wind situation. The wind, dampness and coldness and humidity, wherever there is the symptoms are existing with the patient, so those conditions, definitely the patient is obesity or some kind of the dampness is excessiveness, indicating when the body feel always is heaviness. So that particular situation, gastrointestinal diseases that indicating thoda khata, acidity and gastric related issues, bloating of the stomach or the borborygmus of the intestine, all are related to moxibustion. At the same time, the patient is complaining about the various kind of the arthritis pain, that also definitely we can use the cold arthritis and then hot arthritis, heat arthritis. Heat arthritis to be given as a needling method, whereas in the cold arthritis to be used as a moxibustion. Right. Now you look at about the moxa rolls on the needles. At the same time, moxa stick, moxa roll with the support, and the smokeless moxa, and then smoke, whereas in smokeless moxibustion, how we can place it in the bamboo also. So we just place it certain conditions. There are the numerous devices. Devices are they existing in the market, but not especially in Indian market. Very less people will keep it this kind of instrument. But however, in the various places, even in the China, the Korea, then Japan, Mongolia, they have a lot of devices of the moxibustion. But definitely that also can be prepared at home as well. You can prepare the moxibustion devices at home also when we wanted to do moxibustion centers or the moxibustion clinics as well. So now we try to understand about this is called as a powder moxa. This to be called as is the kind of the powder. So that to be supreme level of the moxibustion. That to be known as a pure moxa. Because the moxa, what we will going to get it, that will be mixed with the various other leaves which doesn't have the medicinal properties. You look at about the tea which we are getting today. The tea really is good. The British people told this good as a immunity booster in our body. But nearly 40% of the tea powder which we are getting today, whether in terms of the Assam tea or the Nilgiris tea, that has been mixed 40% of the unwanted substances that causing and harmful to our liver system, that causing the GIT related problem. That's the reason strongly is recommended not to drink the milk tea. Milk what we are deriving, that also not good. At the same time, what we are getting the tea from the leaves of the plant, that also not good. That's the reason when the pure tea is required, pure coffee is required than taking from the various in the markets. So however, the things are coming over here, just I am putting word moxa also is not getting the pure moxa. But when you will wanted to use precisely this, definitely the devices also you can use it, you can make it at home and then you can do it. But however, we do have, I think, in our place only in Bengaluru, you will get this kind of the boxes also. How to utilize this in the practical, definitely this bamboo also utilize it for the various conditions by using the single point activation, by using the double point activation, by using the 4 points activation, by using the 10 points moxibustion, by using the whole spine can be treatable, by using the garlic moxa, that moxibustion to be known as a snake moxibustion, And also you wanted to know the secret about where you don't get sometimes this kind of the moxibustion is a super simple technique I wanted to tell you. You wanted to listen. If you don't have the moxa, then what is the alternate for that? No one is arising the question. Huh? Don't want. You wanted to know the secret of something. Definitely I wanted to execute and reveal that secret. You just openly ask me in the Zoom and also physically. Definitely I'll give the compliment. You don't have the acupuncture needle. When you don't have the moxibustion, you don't have any kind of the moxibustion modalities with you, then I'll give the super simple. Each and every step in India you will get that moxa. You wanted to know? Please ask me.
Yes, sir.
You know, loudly you just ask me, I'll give you that kind of the moxibustion.
Yes.
Really required?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But ladies is asking is not good. Women is asking. I think boys should ask this. Because, yeah, of course, but already the boys are the, boys are the, men are always, they are getting the exposure, but women are not getting. That's the reason they are loudly asking me. Yes, they do require. What is required to you when you don't have this moxibustion is the super simple. I can tell you. Better we don't have this moxa stick or moxa roll or the moxa pole or the direct or indirect moxibustion. Definitely it is there next to you in your packet. I think most of the people, some of the men and then women also, girls also today using that to be known as a cigarette moxa. That to be known as a tobacco moxa, that to be known as a nicotine moxa. People are using next to them. Always they are using, sir, उसी से हमें कैंसर आ गया, उसी से हमें प्रॉब्लम हो गया, उसी से हमें अस्थमा आ गया, उसी से हमें हार्ट का प्रॉब्लम आ गया है. Lekin something is different. When you wanted to stimulate and strengthen, definitely there is the warmness. I'm not telling you use through the mouth. I'm asking you to use this on the external usage, not on the external application, no. External usage by putting this 1 tune or the 1 inch superior to the skin surface can be recommended when you don't have this moxa. Of course, that also aromatic smell, this also aromatic smell, that also having the medicinal properties, this also having the medicinal properties. However, that to be known as a cigarette, to be known as a Indian moxibustion, and Artemisia vulgaris to be known as a Chinese and Korean and Japanese moxibustion. So everybody use this, but should be precisely used as a external, not the oral. Be careful on it. Definitely this, when you wanted to use this, you are taking inside your alveoli and pulmonary system. So this you are using to the skin surface, that is for the protection and defensive mechanism to be taken place for the entire system of the body. When the acupuncture needling to be done, when you doesn't have that acupuncture moxibustion, so that particular time, rather than using the, placing inside the packet, that bunch of the 2 to 3, 5 packets they are using. I don't know how many cigarettes inside in each packet. They says 5 पैकेट मेरे हो जाते हैं, 10 पैकेट हो जाते हैं, कोई बोलता है 3 पैकेट होते हैं. लेकिन उसी को आप एक्सटर्नल स्किन पे इस्तेमाल कर लो, मगर यहाँ पे मत करो. When I was doing that, ask him to, when they are placing inside the packet, I ask them to withdraw them. मैंने बोलता हूँ अभी निकालो. After withdrawing, I just burn it. Then I ask them to show this on your body system. This you can use this having the medicinal properties, but don't use through the mouth.
Whatever we are using this moxa and cigarette will be containing nicotine, and in this what chemical will be there?
This is just as a plant herb, dried form. There is the leaves are there. So this moxibustion is the leaves. That is the tree or the plant. This is the kind of the plant. That plant they extract the leaves. So after that they'll make it the dried form on the skin, sunrise level. So they just after getting the hot and heatness, they will make the powder form. After the powder form, the original form, they will mix it with a small amount of the water, and they utilize as a powder form or the gel form, something is like that, and they will put it inside this and they will cover with the wrapper.
So
This is the pure moxibustion.
yes, sir. This will be specific plant or means any plant?
No,
Means
no.
the plant should be having antibacterial property or
Antibacterial, antiviral and antiprotozoal properties. Most of the properties are existing. How the antiviral is there, antibacterial, antiprotozoal, homicidal, what we call as a amoebicidal. All the properties are existing with them. So definitely this is good for the diarrhea, this is good for the constipation, this is good for the abdominal disorders, this is good for the acidity and gastric related issues, this is good for the antiviral properties which is controlling to the throat related issues, lungs related issues, any bacterial upper respiratory or lower respiratory tract infections, or the UTI related infections, or the Escherichia coli related problem, Escherichia coli related disorders. All the indications definitely we can use. This is used as in certain countries they use as a emergency medicine. Remember, this also key. This is the para-professionals they use, or sometimes the people use in the second line of the treatment or the third line of the treatment. Absolutely no. You look at the tuina. Tuina is also the emergency medicine. You look at about the CPR. They do the chest compression. That also to be done as a tuina massage in China. But at the same time, Indian culture also they do the CPR in the Western medicine. That also one kind of the tuina massage to the rib cages to regulate the cardiac system. In the similar way, this also to be used as a emergency medicine in certain conditions. The patient is unconsciousness, coma, or the fainting and shock. Even that condition also it is recommended to chutki lagado. How do you use the Yung Chuan point to be known as a K1 as a special activation as a atropine effect and adrenaline effect? In the similar way, this also having the major properties to increase the adrenergic effect in our body system, especially in the brain. So therefore, emergency, this also recommended. Make sure that to be used at the different levels. But using this cone and utilizing is not good. Steam moxa is there. Freezing moxa is to be known as a specialization moxa. Steam moxa to be given to the patient for the whole spine, whole abdominal, in the ventral side of the body, from the Tiantu to the Chuku. The REN 22 to REN 2, the entire region of the ventral side of the body can be given the moxibustion. At the same time is the Yao Shu and then Ta Sui. Yao Shu is the known as a Yao Jiang Kuan, that is the DU2. Cheng Chiang is the DU1. Better is the Yao Shu is the DU2. From the DU2 to the Ta Sui, DU14, entire the whole spine, all the vertebrae we can connect by using the moxibustion. That to be known as a snake moxa, that to be known as a dragon moxa, that to be known as a long-term garlic moxa on the special part of the vertebrae. So this to be practically done because we don't have that kind of the environment. That's the reason we do have the intention to open the 100-bedded hospital only related to the, not only the different modalities, definitely we can open the center for the acupuncture and moxibustion modalities. So many different types, which I told you, nearly 400 different types of the acupuncture. In that acupuncture, how we cannot open each and every center to be each and every department to be some other department. 100-bedded center. Moxibustion is the different. Moxibussion itself, do you require nearly 25 chambers to do the various modalities of the treatment. The separate dress code for the moxibustion. Separate uniform for the moxibustion. There are the special dress for the moxibussion, special devices, special box, not this box, the entire box, how the cadaver section, the dead body is placed inside that box. In the similar way, we do have the like a cadaver boxes for the moxibustion. There is the once placed inside, we have to lie down on that, and the superior level, there is a moxibussion the fumigation goes the downwards direction. And there are the certain places where the person lie down like a panchakarma, how the table, massage table is there, lie down on the table, but below that there is a fumigation, below that there is the foam is going upward direction, that is affecting to the whole spine area. But we do require that kind of the specialization, but really we are not utilizing all these things. That's the reason we do require the proper area of the land to develop this kind of the activities, because how the naturopathy system, how the modern medicine, how the Ayurveda system, how the homeopathy and other Unani system of medicine, hospitals are existing in the similar way. We do require this kind of the separate centers bring down the legislation, bring down the separate hospitals doing this kind of the setup. Moxibushan Hospital, Acupuncture Hospital, you can divide it into two. You want it to mesh together, Acumoxi Hospital, Acumoxi Hospital are the therapies, modalities can be used over there. The people say, since we know something, but we are not precisely applicating to the patient, we could not having the proper facilities to do this kind of the procedure. If we do have this kind of the concepts, and definitely with the proper knowledge, proper education, proper insight and deep knowledge about the philosophical concept of the acupuncture and moxibustion, definitely you can enlighten and do the holistic way of the treatment to the patient. Sometimes people say acupuncture, most of the time because of all the price to be Almighty God, and most of the patients, up to 70% people will be benefited by using only acupuncture, not moxibustion as well. Then you remember, if I integrate it together as a different concept, the patient holistic way, without taking the single pill, single synthetic drugs, synthetic medications, without taking, that patient can get the recovery, inshallah. Because the improper facilities. That's the reason. Let's pray for all of us together collectively, or give the opportunity. Sometimes we try to open the big hospital, integrated, the traditional medicine integrated, not only the Chinese medicine, but Indian integrated acupuncture, because acupuncture also belongs to not to the China, it belongs to the South India, it belongs to the Tamil Nadu, Chennai, it belongs to the Bengaluru, it belongs to the Hyderabad, it belongs to the different parts of the Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram, so on. It's not that acupuncture belongs to the Sri Lanka, belongs to the Mongolia, belongs to the Japan, belongs to the Korea, belongs to the USA. Absolutely no. But they have taken, after the migration, Bodhidharma has been taken to that level, and himself is introduced this acupuncture, martial art, got the Panchipuram in Tamil Nadu. The Bodhidharma is migrated all these Indian concepts, Indian martial art to the Chinese people. But perhaps I am in the wrong or right, good, but we all have the history about it. Definitely this Bodhidharma is the one kind of the father also, acupuncture. Sometimes we can consider that how we can say the Huang Fu Mi. Who is the father of the acupuncture? Huang Fu Mi is the father of the acupuncture. Sometimes it says is the Huang Di is the father of the acupuncture. He is only the king. But of course, how the Ma Zedong, how the Sun Yat-sen, and then how the Kuomintang Kachchi, Kuomintang party ignored this acupuncture, how the Sun